Krishna is so kind. So I'll read, it's a long paragraph, but I'll read a couple of lines. The same spirit of cooperation is needed in the matter of broadcasting this transcendental message of the Srimad Bhagavatam throughout the whole populated atmosphere of the present day world situation. After all, it is a technical science of spiritual values, and as such, we are concerned with the techniques and not with the language. If the technique of these great literatures are understood by the people of the world, that is a success. The child doesn't know how to convey the message, but they, with the cry, mother can understand what the difficulties they are facing. So we will continue. Certainly, Kali Yuga was such an emergency. The house was on fire. Honest men who could understand the need would welcome Srimad Bhagavatam, even though it was now being presented, quote, with so many faulty and broken linguistic technicalities, unquote. Bhaktivedanta Swami was presenting Srimad Bhagavatam unchanged, with the greatest respect for Srila Vyasadeva. And that was his cardinal virtue. He was adding his own realizations, but not in a spirit of trying to surpass the previous spiritual masters. In the all-important matter of presenting the subject strictly in parampara, Bhaktivedanta Swami suffered from no, quote, faulty and broken technicalities, unquote. He knew that without the parampara, the Bhagavatam purports would have no value. Day and night, he typed at his desk beneath the small adjustable light that dangled from the ceiling on its cord. He sat on a thin mat, his back to the large pyramid that stood oddly upright within the bedroom. Age accumulated, and he kept them in place with stones. Food and sleep, although necessary, were only incidental. Haribol. He was completely convinced that his Srimad Bhagavatam would create a revolution in the misdirected civilization. Thus he translated each word and gave each purport with exacting care and concentration. But it had to be done as quickly as possible. You know, I always give an example that we all devotees always want to improve our situation. And that this analogy that one time the president of the country, he can do anything, he can pardon anybody. So he visited the jail and he goes in each room and asks them, how can I help you to make your situation? And they said, oh, you know, they are not giving enough blanket in the cold weather. Maybe you'd ask them to provide some good blankets so we can stay warm. Then the president went in the other room and the jailman says, I have been in this room for the last 30 years. Look at my walls, it needs some painting. They never painted my room. Then the president went to the other room and he said, what can I do? Oh, they So same thing every single day. Can we have someday some pizza? So President said definitely. And in the last room when the President visited, then he asked, what can I do for you? And that person says, I want to get out from this jail. Help me. So we ask God for everything else to make some circumstances that we can live comfortably. But we never ask that I don't want to live in this material world. I want to get out from here. Please help me. And if we keep that mood and the goal in front of us, then how can we become lazy in our service to Krishna, who is the one of the best friend and well-wisher of all of us? So there was something in my mind. In February of 1961, on Vyas Puja Day, the anniversary of the appearance of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, Bhaktivedanta Swami was again in Vrindavan. In honor of their spiritual master, some of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta's disciples had gathered, offered flowers before his picture, and held congregational chanting in the temple. But Bhaktivedanta Swami thought that they should be doing much more than that. We have seen, we cry and beg the mercy of our spiritual master on the appearance day. But what do we do every single day? They should be planning and executing the worldwide preaching mission that Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati had dissolved. Instead, they were a gathering of independent individuals, each with his own small idea, each maintaining a small center or living at a center, but with no world programs, not even a program for India. Most of them had no plan or vision beyond their own bodily maintenance. This is Prabhupada is talking about his godbrothers, so many. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati had asked for a governing body to conduct his movement, but there was no governing body, and practically there was no movement. Some who had fought bitterly were again on speaking terms and feared that any sudden organizational attempts now might simply stir up old animosities. At least they could gather together and make an offering to their spiritual master. Amongst his godbrothers, Bhaktivedanta Swami was a junior sannyasi. Although a recognized writer and editor, he had no temple or the followers. Yet he knew he was trying to follow Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati. He saw himself helpless and alone against the vast forces of Maya. Look at this humility of Prabhupada. His godbrothers were not an army united against Maya's forces, but were more like apathetic monks growing old, holding on to religious principles and rituals, devoid of the life. How could they gather to worship that spiritual master without distressfully admitting their failure and in the spirit of, quote, better late than ever, never, unquote, trying to rectify it? Since the custom on Vyas Puja Day was for each disciple to write an offering glorifying his spiritual master and to share it within the assembly of godbrothers, Bhaktivedanta Swami wrote an offering, more like an explosion that eulogy and humbly placed it before his Gradhapadas for their response. Hear what Srila Prabhupada wrote. Even now, my God brothers, you return here on the order of our Master, and together we engage in this puja. But simply a festival of flowers and fruit does not constitute worship. The one who shows the message of the Guru really worship him. Oh, shame, my dear brothers, aren't you embarrassed? In the manner of businessmen, you increase your disciples. Our master said to preach, let the neophyte remain inside the temples and simply ring the bells. Haribol. But just take a good look at the terrible situation that has arisen. Everyone has become a sense enjoyer and has given up preaching. From the seas across the earth, penetrate the universal cell, come together and preach this Krishna consciousness. Then our spiritual service, our spiritual master service will be in a proper order. Make your promise today if you have not made yourself. Give up all your politics and diplomacy. So if the disciple of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati could join and preach together, there was every chance that they could create a spiritual revolution within the sinful world. That had been the hope of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, and Bhaktivedanta Swami expressed that hope in his Vyas Puja offering. This is what Prabhupada wrote. When will that day come when a temple will be established in every house, in every corner of the world? When will the High Court judge be a Gaudiya Vaishnava with tilak beautifully decorating his forehead? When will a Vaishnava winning votes be elected president of the land and preaching be spread everywhere? As he read the poem, a truth exploding in the midst of the gathering of aging sannyasis. Some approved and some were incensed. Their meeting, however, took no new directions. They did not sit down together and plan as he had pleaded. Swami Maharaj's poem was taken as another poetic expression or as an opinion. The God brothers were inclined to let the old wounds heal with the passing of time, to go back over the whole thing again and reconstruct the mission as it had been before, when Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati had been present. And no attempt, all those ambitious programs. How was it possible? They were getting old. Some did not want to leave the shelter of Vrindavan. They would worship Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati within the holy dham. If Bhaktivedanta Swami could do something more, let him go ahead and try. Bhaktivedanta Swami returned to Kesighat, thoughtful. For many years, he had been unable to take a leading part in the mission because of the family commitments. In 1935 in Bombay, his godbrother had even asked him to be president of the math there. But Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati had said that it was not necessary that Abhay join them. He would join in his own way. Now, by the grace of his spiritual master, he was ready to fulfill the meaning of sannyas. The Krishna conscious world he had described in his poem was not a utopia, presently presented merely to incite his god brothers, a dreamer's talk of the impossible. It was possible, but in any case, he had to write and print Krishna conscious books and preach abroad. It was what Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati wanted. If his god brothers would not do it jointly, then he would do it alone. In January of 1961, I think time has come, 64, 6:54, we should stop here. Try to dwell on something that can please our spiritual master. You know, I had that long cherished desire to write and dwell into the Brajamandala Parikrama. And then I was writing about 4 books at a time. And when I met His Holiness Ramapat Swami Maharaj, he said, no, Shyam, don't spend the time on writing anything. You just spend the time with the devotees, visit them, and give them your association. So I took it for granted, being my mentor. But still my heart was not completely fulfilled that. And I said, I'm wasting so much other time in my day anyway. So I will follow the instructions of him visiting the devotees' home. But let me start on the New Year's Day. So before I start, I have to write some kind of my feeling, why I'm doing it. So this is what it thought came. I start writing without thinking anything. So I'm going to read that page of invocation. We pray at the dusk of the lotus feet of Sarup Damodar. It's a wonderful actually, and you know, very nice. As you write more, your handwriting also become very nice. I have a lot of stack of paper I have written. So we pray at the dusk of the lotus feet of Sarup Damodar, Rupa and Sanatan Goswami, including all our previous acharyas, Lakshmipati Tirtha Maharaj, Madhavendra Puri, Ishwar Puri, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his eternal associates, 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan, Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Narottam Das Thakur, Vrindavan Das Thakur, Lochan Das Thakur, Baldevidya Bhushan, Uddhava Das, Madhusudan Goswami Maharaj, Jagannath Das Babaji, Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Gaur Kishore Das Babaji, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj, and dear Srila Prabhupada, and the present Acharyas, and Gaur Bhakta Vrinda, to bestow their kind mercy on me and all the devotees of the world. So by their mercy, we may remain at least through our mind in the 12 forest of Vrindavan, where the divine couple constantly perform the transcendental pastimes for the benefit of all living beings, and allowed us fully to chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra in association of all glorious Brajvasis. We sincerely pray for their blessings so that mentally we always reside in Braj, where the love of God is very prominent. Because of the intense love of the gopis to Krishna, we may behold their loving pastimes close to our hearts at all times. In their association, we may continuously utter the holy name with rapt attention. We sincerely beg their mercy and wants to remain at the lotus feet eternally. So that was my invocation, and I have write 6 pages. Yesterday I wrote visiting, and then I'm looking at different books to get more details. And I find it out that there are 12 is the main forest of Vrindavan, but there is 140 upavans, means small one in the bigger one. Like in Vrindavan, I was writing, just seeing that how many upavan is there in Vrindavan. So I think there were 13 upavans within just the Vrindavan Dham. So it is nice to know, like today we read about the pastimes of Vipralamba. What is that? Oh, sorry, not Vipralamba. What was the demon name today? Pralambasura. Pralambasura. Yes. So he was killed in the Bhandirvan. And who killed? Balram. Because Bhandirvan belonged to Balram. So I'm trying to put all this, but still I'm struggling where to draw the line, which one, where it ends, except there is no clear. So I have requested, at least when I invited His Holiness Radha Raman Maharaj at my home for lunch, I asked Maharaj that please can you help me with that to clarify? And Maharaj says, I'll try my best because it's not like exact. But I will see Maharaj may be able to give us more detailed descriptions. So it will really help us. We have to know each and every details. And when you write it something, it sticks into your heart because you are not just reading it, but you are writing it. And before I write, because my book is very thin, like that thin. And then look at this. I have to compile everything from this big book, how thick it is, in that small book. Not only that, but then I have the Braj Mandala Parikrama book. That is also thick. And then I have to verify with the booklet that I have still kept it. They give it at the Braj Mandala Parikrama time. Very short descriptions with the whole Parikrama schedule and everything. That we did it in 2000, you can read it, 2011, Silver Jubilee year. That's the year we did it. So then I will have to look at the 3 books, read it, condense it, and then I write 6 pages. So you can see when you want to dwell, you have to dwell so deeply, you get the essence of it. And I really said, because what we need to do, we need to remember Krishna at all the time. So how we will remember? By writing, spend the time reading and contemplating what should I include in that small, because I want to have that book that I can glance it over and meditate on the Brajadam. That's my goal. So it has to be all important information need to be there. So I have to be very selective what I write in there. But it is really profound that I feel so satisfied when I started writing. And then I had that one devotee ask me to how they would like to spend the time. So I give them 3:30 p.m. time, and I spend at least 2 hours with the devotee, going in detail on whatever the questions he or she may have. And it was so sublime. And somehow or other he or she bring a plant for me, money plant, as a gift. And then I give her the gift. And she asked me right away, Prabhu, can I open in front of you? I said, go ahead. And when she opened, she was amazed how beautiful that sari and the blouse was for her. Oh, I revealed it was her, not him. But it is so enlivening to spend the time with the devotees. That is what is needed in our devotional life. I rather don't go to the temple, but I would like to spend quality time with the devotees. And anybody would like to come and visit me at any time, they are most welcome. Provided that come in afternoon, not morning, because morning my sadhana goes on. So nice. And then other devotees wrote me how other devotee treated him. So he didn't took the prasadam even in Maharaj Vyas Puja. Just think of it. How badly we are treating the people just for our own ego. And that's why I was speaking in that early morning. Then I also included at 4:30 because this is really hurting my heart. That if you cannot give a joy to somebody, don't put them down in anything. Who are we? Everybody is a jewel in the hand of Krishna. Nobody is perfect. Who knows Krishna? Nobody. Krishna says himself that out of 1,000 liberated person, hardly one knows me in truth. So why we want to take like that to offend someone that person didn't even accept the prasadam? Just see how badly that devotee has hurt them. Do you think Krishna will forgive them? Very bad. When you come to the temple, when you put at least the tilak and wear the dhoti and kurta, represent yourself as a devotee. Don't wear the garb and then act totally nonsense. Rather, we should not wear the dhoti and kurta if we cannot present ourselves nicely. I have made so many mistakes in my life, and I repenting that we should not do those things. Every living being, Krishna loves them. And when you treat them like that, do you think Krishna will be happy with you? And whole our process is depend on the mercy of Krishna, Radharani and his associates. So what we have learned by reading the books, we may quote thousands of verses with translation. But what good is that when you cannot act on the platform? One time my Guru Maharaj told me, to know more is very dangerous, because then Krishna will tell you that you know that and still you do this. I'm not saying that we should not read anything, but be careful when you read something. Not just read for the sake of knowledge or to sit on a Vyasasana to impress. Oh, what a great scholar he is. Very nice. I'm not saying that we should not do that. But don't get me wrong in that. But we should live our life like that. That has more potency Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was traveling in South India, and at Rangeshwar temple, there was one poor old man who was sitting at the gate, and he has the Bhagavad Gita in his hand, and he was profusely crying. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to him, asked him, "Why are you crying?" And he said, "My Guru Maharaj instructions that I should read the Bhagavad Gita. I'm illiterate, I cannot read. But when I see the front picture, cover picture on the book, the Krishna is so kind that he is accepted as a charioteer of Arjuna. When I see this picture, the tears flows from my eyes. How kind Krishna is." And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu embraced him and said, "You have understood Bhagavad Gita nicely." So I think we have started the new year. Please make that resolutions in your mind and heart that I will never use the harsh word or make somebody uneasy, at least not to hurt their feeling. That will help us drastically to chant the holy name nicely. Krishna will become so pleased just by that action. Do something that they should feel happy. And if you cannot do it, that's fine, but don't hurt anybody's feeling. Even the plant and trees, everything is the part of God. And this life is very important, how we act upon it. Because the way that we act, somebody will act with us. Write it down. Then don't blame that person. Because Krishna is putting that person into that situation to teach you a lesson. That's all it is. Don't become mad with anybody. Even somebody chastise you. Appreciate that person. The real good friend is the one who speaks truth to your face rather than speaking ill thing behind your back. So become a upfront devotees. Whatever you have, you should be able to speak out. Nothing wrong, but kind to other living being. That's the message for the New Year. Make some resolutions that Krishna, pray to those personality that I'm unable to control my actions. I'm so fallen. Please help me. This is my sincere desire that I don't want to offend anyone that who you love so nicely. Please help me with that one step in my life. So this 2025 is to practice humility. Become tolerant. So many difficulty will come. Somebody will say so many nasty things. But that's good for us. It will light up that yes, I need to improve. The worst thing is that I feel that our member knows it, so many things about the devotees, but they never say it openly. But they should question. They should question the devotees. Then you will see how many devotees will remain in the temple. Very, very difficult path we have chosen. So please make some resolution in your life and wake up early in the morning. There is nobody is disturbing you. It's so blissful situation. 2 o'clock in the morning, there is no noise even. Practically no siren of the police car, no ambulance, not that many even train noise comes. It comes after 5 o'clock. Before that, there is no train even. So calm, peaceful atmosphere where we can concentrate. But as I said, we have not put priority in our life, even though we know we need to do it. So I will stop here. Anybody has any question, comment, correction, please feel free to ask or criticize me. I always want to have the corrections, but you all are not helping me. I have so many bad things. Please correct me. When I chant, if I don't pronounce properly, just say. Openly unmute your phone and say, "Hey, Prabhuji, I won't like I will go, who are you to tell me no? I will accept it with happy heart because we have to improve in all the directions of our devotional practice." Okay, thank you very much. Have a very blissful day. And if Krishna so desire, we'll see you tomorrow at 2 o'clock Central Standard Time, if Krishna so desire, because New Year's Day, I didn't miss that many days in last 4.5 years, but New Year's Day, I didn't get up. And that's the blessings Krishna is telling. Don't become proud that you can get up every day. So nice. Krishna is very kind. But we should try. We should not put that, okay, it's okay to wake up late. No. We should remain vigilant. So let's see. We put our own effort. And if Krishna blesses, then it will happen. So thank you very much. Nobody is talking, so I should stop. But I love you all so much. That always, before I go to sleep, all the devotees, I remember the name. Who is joining, who is not joining. And I have the list. I keep it right in front of me. In one page, I have the 100 names of the devotees. I have 3 columns. And I remember, this is the first page. And then, this is the second page, where is also the 100 names are there, 3 columns. And then, I have not make it fair, but I have about 40 other names that I have to really write in a nice letter to remember their contributions. I never forget them. And I spend a lot of the Happy New Year to all of the devotees that they used to join and they have stopped somehow. I just wish them a Happy New Year. I didn't write anything. So just do something, so Krishna become pleased. We should live our life to please Krishna and Radharani, nothing else. And they become so pleased when you do something for other people, other living beings. That's what I'm realizing, and I have made so many mistakes, so I repent that. But in a managerial position, because I was in a manager for 28 years, voluntarily give up, realizing this is not good. And a lot of the members have increased a lot of respect for me just by giving up voluntarily that position, because they have seen how hard I was working for so many years to manifest that Houston Yatra. And when now everything is so nicely arranged, I give up. We should not become attached to anything. Our goal is to please our Guru and Krishna. My Guru told me what need to be done, I accomplish. Then retire and take up another project in a bigger way, big vision. And I'm still telling you that I'm still looking for the young generations, maybe 4-year, 5-year-old children. And the parents should be willing to help them to mold their life in a wonderful way. And I want to have those, still I'm finding some. They become interested, but I have seen once that the young teenager goes to the college, That's it. So I'm hoping the Veda, Rohini Nandan Prabhu's daughter, she's in 12th grade and she looks very promising. And I told her that you have to swim in the other direction. Are you ready for that? I will help you in every things, whatever I can. But we need to have some unique examples. Hope that I can find at least one person that can really make an exemplary life and show the world that Krishna is there to protect us. He is the one who can maintain us. He is the one who decides how long we can stay in this world. Nobody can change his will. Better to surrender voluntarily rather than by force, by seeing Yamaraj at the time of death. Thank you very much for listening to me. All this talk I talk it because I want to remain fixed. If we don't repeat those things, our mind will become lazy. So it is not for all of you, it is for me only. I speak these things. So I remain steadfast. Thank you very much. And if Krishna so desires, like I said, we will see you at 2 o'clock Central Standard Time. If not, you can join at your convenient time. But one thing, please do that fix your time. Even though you are going to join at 6 o'clock, that's wonderful. But then never miss to show your face to Krishna at 6. No matter what happened in our life. This is how we should treat Krishna in our life. So please, New Year's is there. Think about it, contemplate on it. Don't do whimsically. Just analyze your situation very nicely. See that what you can do the best, and then take a vow and follow through. Thank you very much. Vanchakalpatarubhasya kipashandavaya vacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo